Welcome back to my Cincinnati Bengals franchise here on Madden 20. Last time we took down the Pittsburgh Steelers 41-23, and today the plan is to finish the regular season. So I'm not going to play both of these games fully because that would make a really long episode. What I think I'm going to do is just play the moments of both of these games. I have some pretty big plans for this upcoming offseason, so I'm just really excited to get to that point. I'm going to do my best as well to still go undefeated while playing the moments. Like, I'm going to play most of the moments. I feel like we can still win both of these games that way. So hopefully you guys are excited for me to finish off the season here. But if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, and if you enjoy Madden 20 franchise content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you end up enjoying this video in particular, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that like button down below. And while you're down there, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, or check out my second channel, links to all three are in the description. I think we can now hop right into the upgrade points of this episode. There's only two players too, Danielle Hunter and Auden Tate. Might as well spend both of them, even though Tate doesn't really play all that much. But Danielle Hunter has been a beast for us since he's come over from the Vikings. I'm really happy that he is producing as well as he is. I think I just want him to be better at what he's already good at. So we're going to go into speed rusher for him. He's going to be an 88 overall. +1 to agility, +2 to awareness, 1 to hit power, 2 to tackling. All right. And then we're going to go with Auden Tate, make him a better receiver. I'm just going to go right into physical, make him a 74 overall receiver. Like I said, he doesn't play all that much, but he is pretty solid whenever he does have to come in. So it's good to have, good depth at receiver. Let's go ahead here and check out the Colts roster. Andrew Luck is still in the league here, 92 overall X-Factor quarterback. At running back, they have Kareem Hunt. I remember this acquisition. He is very good in this game, so he's going to be annoying to go up against. Naheem Hines is still there at number 2. CJ Ham at fullback. At wide receiver, they have T.Y. Hilton, Devin Funchess, and Paris Campbell. At tight end, they have Jack Doyle and Terrell Pierman. At left tackle, Anthony Costanzo. Left guard is Quentin Nelson, of course. At center, it's Ryan Kelly. Right guard is Mark Lewinsky. And then right tackle, Braden Smith, one of the best offensive lines in football. Left end is Jabal Sheard. Right end is Justin Houston. Defensive tackle, they have Malik Jackson, and they have Richard Ferguson, a second-year player at this point out of Buffalo. Left outside linebacker is Darius Leonard. Middle linebacker is Miles Jack. Bobby Okereke is also here. Right outside linebacker, though, is Devondre Campbell. He's up to superstar development. At corner, they have Mike Hilton, Pierre Desir, and Kenny Moore. Desir is also up to superstar. Interesting. At free safety, it's Malik Hooker. Strong safety, Clayton Geathers. Kicker is Lucas Lynn, and the punter is Rigoberto Sanchez. All right, so the Colts have a very good team. I think this is going to be a tough game. They are 9-5 as well, so they are playing well this season. Let's hop into the moments of this game, and let's hopefully come out victorious and extend the win streak to 15. All right, so I'm going to be playing the majority of these moments. I'm not sure how many I'm going to show. I'll show the first one I get. This is the first moment I could have possibly hopped into. It's 3rd down and 1. Let's get the first down here with Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, I think, just barely got that first down. He did get it. All right, great running there by Mixon. Somebody ran that for a touchdown on that last drive. It was like the next play after that too, but it's another moment here. 3rd down and 9. I'll be looking at John Ross across the middle. He's wide open. Let's go, John Ross. Making a man miss as well. There we go. Fighting with a couple defenders too. Cameron Sutter is off to a pretty good start today too. Okay, the team is in the red zone, so let's take control here and hopefully score a touchdown. I'm going to run the ball with John Ross again though. It's a draw play. We're going to take that one up the middle. John Ross is going to try to juke back. He picks up 6 yards there. I really like that formation that we were in, so I'm actually just going to hurry up here. I'm not sure how I feel about this because they are blitzing a lot of players, I think. We're going to have John Ross, though, for a touchdown. Okay, that's easy. So we're up 14-0 now. We are back here on the 2-minute drill. It looks like those linebackers are blitzing. If that's the case, we might have Michael Thomas really open here in a second. I have time. Throw it to Michael Thomas. I got the pass off. Michael Thomas is going to catch the ball. Let's go. That's going to be a massive touchdown, man. This offense is absolutely clicking today. Let's get it. So I have not once gotten a defensive moment. I really want to do something on defense, but it's just not giving me the opportunity to. We're going to run this one on 3rd down and 3, though. I feel like Joe Mixon should have this first down. He's going to cut it back to the left and actually find, is that Darius Leonard? No, it's actually Miles Jack there. And he actually got the first down. Okay, I didn't think he got it. Once again, we are in the red zone, so let's take control from here on out. I'm going to streak Michael Thomas. Let's see if he can beat by that cornerback quickly. He didn't really. I'm going to throw this one to B. It's Tyler Boyd, who is open for the first down. There we go. Cameron Sutter threw a pick. All right, unfortunate. That actually wasn't me that time. That was the computer version of him. But we're at 1st down and goal at the 6-yard line. I think we can pretty freely run this football here with John Ross. I tried to cut it all the way around to the outside there, but that one player set the edge really well. That was Justin Houston there making the nice play, but 2nd and goal now from the 7. Let's run this one up the middle. Joe Mixon should have a touchdown here. No, he's not going to get it. That one guard didn't get out there fast enough. All good, though. We're down to the 1-yard line. We'll probably just take a toss here to see if we can score. All right, hopefully this works. This looks like it should work. And it might. We're going to see. We can't get around Miles Jack. Yes, we can. Miles Jack does just enough for Malik Hooker to get the tackle. Okay, so 21-7. I'm going to take the points, play it as safe as possible, because I really just do want to finish these last 2 games with a W. Once again, they're just giving me no defensive moments. I don't understand it. We're actually going to pass this ball on 3rd down and 2. I think Michael Thomas can get pretty open. Right now, he's open. There we go. Michael Thomas is going to catch that pass. He's going to make a man miss as well. Let's go, Michael Thomas. We're just marching down the field back in the red zone. Run this ball to the outside with Joe Mixon. Very close to being a touchdown. Can he get in? Yes, he can. Let's go. 31-14. It will be the score then after the extra point. There we go. We finally got a defensive moment, and it's 4th down and 6. See if we can make the stop and try to run out the clock then. Let's see what we can do. That player is open across the middle. It's Jack Doyle. That's a huge completion. Cover 2 may not have been the best play call there then. Okay, so we ended up getting the ball back again. And there's 1 minute and 15 seconds left. We probably just win the game on this drive here. I will hop in though. Try to get some extra yardage with some of these guys. I don't even think they're going to take their timeouts. Yeah, they're not. Okay, so we're going to win this one 31-14. Let's go. Let's just briefly go over these stats. Cameron Sutter had over a 100 quarterback rating, which is always nice. 262 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sadly, though, he did throw an interception, and that was not me. I played every moment, and I'm pretty sure I commentated over every moment, so you guys should have seen everything I played this game. I really wish he hadn't thrown that interception, man. I'm trying to get those numbers down, but Joe Mixon, what a day. 25 for 157 and 2 touchdowns. So he had that 1 rushing touchdown earlier. How long was it? It was 41 yards out. We had another one with him too. Drew Sample 5 for 60. He had a good day. John Ross 2 for 22 and a touchdown. Michael Thomas 3 for 96 and that 1 long touchdown. There we go. Good performance by all those guys. 2 sacks let up for Nick Haynes. 1 for Joe Mixon. All right, that doesn't even really count all that much. Joe Rodriguez had 6 tackles. So did William Jackson and Ron Fletcher. 2 tackles for loss for Geno Atkins. A couple sacks. 1.5 for Zach Lane there. A half a sack for Joe Rodriguez. We did get a pick as well from Vernon Hargraves. Let's advance by this week then and enter the final week of the regular season. Okay, so we have a big injury decision. Carl Lawson has been cleared, but I don't really want him to play right now. There's no reason for him to come back in. He's a good player, and I want him for the playoffs. So we're going to have Kevin Pack start for this week as well. And we can go ahead and use some experience points as well. A couple of guys got some from this last week's victory. Jonah Williams, Will Hernandez, Malik Jefferson, Taya Monet, Mumphrey, is that his name? I don't know. And Terrence Fisher. Okay, so I'm just going to use it on Jonah Williams and Will Hernandez. So for Jonah Williams, I don't really know what to go in. I would like him to get a little bit stronger. 85 strength isn't that great. It's not bad, I guess, but let's go into power for him. It's also the scheme fit. He's not going to go up in overall, but that's fine. +2 to pass block power, +1 to run block power. Okay, I'll always take that, I guess. Will Hernandez, on the other hand, is extremely strong. He can use some, pass block finesse improvements. So we're going to go into agile for him. He's not going to go up in overall either, but he is becoming better overall, so it's all right. Lead block by 1, pass block by 1, pass block finesse by 3. All right, that's fine. I'm going to auto upgrade the rest, and then we can go ahead and check out the Raiders roster. Derek Carr is the starting quarterback here for the Raiders. Josh Jacobs would have been the starting running back, but he is injured, so it's Gus Edwards. At fullback, they have Aaron Ripkowski. Antonio Brown is still on this team. Tyrell Williams, Hunter Renfrow are the receivers. Ashley Spann, a 79 overall tight end. This guy looks like a stud. Star development for him, though. Still a very good player. Charles Clay is the backup there. Not a bad backup at all to have. Dakota Purcell, I feel like I'd almost want him starting over Colton Miller at this point since Purcell is so much younger, but Colton Miller is the starting left tackle. Patrick Ramsey is starting at left guard. Rodney Hudson is still there at center. Gabe Jackson is still the right guard, and then Trent Brown, the right tackle. Cleveland Farrell is starting at left end. Anthony Zettel at right end there. Defensive tackles Maurice Hurst and Jonathan Hankins. Aaron Lynch is the left outside linebacker. Zach Brown and Patrick Owasso are the middle linebackers. Noah Spence is the right outside linebacker. Garyon Conley, Mackenzie Alexander, and Nick Nelson at cornerback. LaMarcus Joyner at free safety, but they have Rashawn Edwards, a rookie with superstar development, at backup free safety. This guy looks incredible. How is he a backup? Who is their strong safety? It is still Carl Joseph. Both Joseph and LaMarcus Joyner are good players, but I would totally start Rashawn Edwards over LaMarcus Joyner. I probably would have traded Joyner. The kicker is Matt Gay, and the punter is Cameron Johnston. Okay, so this Raiders team isn't really all that good. I'm hoping the CPU can do their thing. Like last game, though, I'm going to play every single possible moment I can, and I'm going to show you guys every moment I do play. All right, we are finally in on defense. We played, I think, 1 defensive moment last week. Let's see if we can make the stop here. 3rd down and 5. I'll be on Joe Rodriguez probably every single time I'm in. I can't get back there in time. No, it's Antonio Brown on that completion, and they're really close to the red zone here. He already threw an interception, and we actually already scored. I didn't even notice that, but it's 7-0, which is nice. We're probably going to finish out this drive here playing on defense since they are in the red zone. 3rd down and 4, though. for Derek Carr. Let's see if we can bait any kind of throw. Make him throw his second pick or something like that today. That'd be nice. We're not going to do that. Antonio Brown's going to catch it across the middle. I also missed the tackle. He made another player miss as well. Antonio Brown is a great player, of course. What is he, like a 92, 93 overall, something like that? But at least they don't really have a strong run game, so we don't really have to worry about that all that much today. Hopefully Gus Edwards doesn't just run all over us. I doubt he will. I knew that pass was coming underneath. I couldn't bait it in time, though. We make the stop at least, but pretty decent gain there on first down. They're at the 4-yard line. Let's see if we can potentially make the play. They're actually running the ball. I'm really happy they ran it on that blitz instead of passing it, because if they would have passed it, that probably was a touchdown as long as Derek Carr got the pass off in time. But instead, it's going to be 3rd down and goal at the 3-yard line. Let's call some good defense. Come on, team. I'm going to shade across the middle. I didn't get it off in time. All good. That player is open in the end zone. No, I couldn't cut there in time. Unfortunate, but they do tie up the game. This can't be the game we lose, man. I'm going to be pissed if we lose to the Raiders here. If we are actually down at any point in the game and it doesn't look like the computer is doing anything, I'll probably take full control of the game then, because I really don't want to lose. And I don't want playing the moments to be the reason we lose, right? I'd rather just lose by playing most of the game. So 1st and 10, we're going to run the ball here with Joe Mixon. He can't really go anywhere there, though. He picks up 1 yard. I think we called this exact play last game, and it worked really well to John Ross. Let's see if we can hit him again. John Ross is open once again. Easy completion there across the middle. There we go. There's that safety. He actually is playing. I figured he'd be in somewhere. He may even be like their sub linebacker or something, because that does happen every once in a while. I think he is there in the middle of the field. So he's a scary player to look out for. He's a really talented dude. We have a lot of time here. I'm going to wait for Michael Thomas to be open. There we go. He's wide open there on the slant. Let's go, Michael Thomas. I'm happy I was able to find him lately. Like, he kind of had like a resurgence the second half of the season. There we go. Joe Mixon almost has a 1st down there. He picked up about 7 yards. But 2nd down and 3. I think we're going to call some slants and see if we can hit Michael Thomas. Thomas is going to be open. There he is. That's actually really good coverage there. Is that Gary and Conley? It is him. Okay. That actually was excellent coverage on Michael Thomas. I'm going to run this one with Cameron Sutter. I really wanted to throw it to Michael Thomas there, but I didn't really like him all that much, so instead Cameron Sutter is just going to scramble for that touchdown. Nobody was there to spy him, no contain was up or anything like that, and Cameron Sutter can absolutely move. So that was a great play there. I have faith in the team. I think we got this. This player is open in the flats, and he does pick up that 1st down. I think he did. He got 3 yards. Is that enough? It's not going to be enough. 4th down and inches. What do they do? Are they going to go for it? I'm really not sure. It's calling me in right now, so I'm going to call a regular defense. Actually, I'll do a safe man left. Let's go with one of those. They may be faking it here. This would be pretty risky, but I could totally see it happening. It is going to be a fake. Let's go. Let's get the stop. Come on. No, I got stuck, and that's not going to be caught. All right, the ball is going to be turned over. Let's go. So once again, someone on our team had a massive run for a touchdown. I don't know if it was Mixon or if it was John Ross, but we'll check out after the game. We're going to run the ball here, though, with Mixon, who's going to pick up a 1st down. Joe Mixon is dominant, man. It was Joe Mixon, 9 for 93 and a touchdown. You know, he may actually be even better in simulation than he is when I user him. He is so good right now. He's a super high overall, so it makes sense. I think we're going to have Y open. It's DK Metcalf. Make this catch. DK Metcalf in the back of the end zone. Cameron Sutter throwing an absolute dot. And Metcalf has over 1,000 yards. He already had that. I don't know why that came up there, but let's go, Metcalf. All right, we are back out on offense. It's now in the 2nd half. The Raiders try to come back a little bit there before halftime. They actually got a touchdown, I think, right before halftime. I'm going to run the ball here again, though, with Joe Mixon. He's been so good on 3rd down runs, and he can't get that one. Okay, part of me wants to go for this, but I do think it is wiser to take the field goal. It's a 54-yard kick, and I think Jake Elliott could pretty easily make this. That's probably made, so it should be 31-14 after that kick, and that is good. This passing offense is absolutely lethal. I don't know what happened, but Cameron Sutter just dotted his way up the field. That's always cool to see. I have Y open. I didn't really like anybody else there. It's John Ross in the open field. I tried to juke, but the animation didn't get off. Cameron Sutter is 16 for 16 right now. What? What is happening? What's the computer version of him all about, man? Like, he's just on something right now. What is going on? Okay, let me max protect here, actually, because I think they are sending a blitz. And we probably will have DK Metcalf open if that's the case. It's not a blitz. They baited me. I'm going to run this with Cameron Sutter. Run! No! How is that guy catching up to you, man? Number 50. It's Aaron Lynch. I mean, he can move too, but I'm sure Cameron Sutter is faster. Yeah, Aaron Lynch has 82 speed, and Cameron Sutter has 86 speed. Did not look like that on that run, but that's kind of what happens when you scramble around with the quarterback for too long. They just don't run very quickly for some reason. But 3rd down and goal. I'm going to be looking for Drew Sample across the middle here. It'd be cool if we can keep Cameron Sutter's perfect streak going. I do have a lot of time. I just wanted to take off. I didn't see anybody all that open, at least for the first down. I saw John Ross, who I probably could have completed that too. I probably should have thrown that one. Whatever, we'll just take the field goal here. I didn't like Drew Sample, and he was like my main read on that play. He got covered at the end by their safety. He played it super well. It's 4th down and 4 from the 6-yard line. Let's go, boys. Make the stop. Jermaine Pratt, do your thing. I haven't gotten an interception with you in such a long time, and that's going to continue, but it is going to be an incomplete pass. We'll take over possession at the 6. Let's just run the ball out if we can. The computer's just going to do it for me. All right, that was a pretty good drive on their end. 4th down and 2, though. Another 4th down. Can we make the stop again? I feel like we definitely can. I doubt they run the ball. They actually ran the ball. Okay, wow. That's a huge gain, too. Gus Edwards, way to find the hole. Another 4th down for this team. Let's try to get a user pick. I haven't had one all episode. Oh, I got stuck on my own player. No, and that's going to be led up for a touchdown, I think. Come on, I got stuck on my own dude. I couldn't get back there in time. I think that was Tyrell Williams for the touchdown. They don't really have all that much time left, though, and they are down still by 2 possessions. Another 4th down, though. Let's make the stop here, friends. That's just going to be chucked up. Hit X, swatted away. There you go. Good defense by J.C. Jackson there on Antonio Brown. Really tough guy to cover, but J.C. Jackson does it perfectly. I don't know what just happened on that last drive, but they got a big negative play somehow. I don't know what just went on there. But anyway, 4th down and 10. Let's make the stop. The running back is open, and it doesn't even matter. That's going to be a sack for Kevin Pack, 1.5 today. Let's get it, brother. Let's just kneel this one away, and we can end this season undefeated. I'm not going to do this again for the playoffs. I will absolutely be playing all of those games because they're all extremely important. But I figured since we were so close to ending the regular season, and we already clinched the playoffs and whatnot, I didn't want to bother playing both of those games fully and making 2 more episodes and kind of drawing out the season a little bit more than it has to be. I just thought it was a good idea to combine these 2 together. It also works out that we won them both, so hopefully you guys aren't too upset by me not playing both of these games fully. But I'm sure you guys are just as excited as I am to get to the offseason. That's like my favorite part of franchises, but I do have some things planned for the offseason, so certainly stay tuned for those. Cameron Sutter, what happened today, man? 17 for 20, 85% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. What a day for him. Joe Mixon is absolutely insane in simulation, dude. 18 for 139, 7.7 yards per carry. Cameron Sutter had that rushing touchdown too. Michael Thomas, 5 for 86 and a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 4 for 53 and a touchdown. John Ross, 4 for 43. He gets a lot of targets in simulation, it seems. 3 sacks lit up today. All right, not the best, but the offensive line has been playing pretty well all season, so it's not that big of a deal. 11 tackles for J.C. Jackson, 10 for Joe Rodriguez, 3 tackles for Loss. We got a good number of sacks today. All right, cool to see that production. We also have another interception from Jesse Bates this time. All right, that is going to be the end of the regular season, but I'm not going to end the episode just yet. We will be going over the stats. Let me spend these experience points first. Somebody actually got injured in that last game. It was Samuel Shoemaker. He's out for 8 weeks. All right, so he's not going to be back for the playoffs. That's unfortunate, man. It sucks that it's one of you guys too. Unlucky, but let's advance by this week. He'll be back next season though. I guess we can look for that. But in the wild card round, of course, we don't have to play. I think I'm going to advance right by this week, too. There's nothing really to do here. So let's just see who we have to take on next time, and then I'll go over the stats. We have to go up against the 7, 8, and 1. What are their names? I always forgot. The Crusaders, maybe? It is San Diego Crusaders. Okay. That's going to be a tough game. I'm pretty sure we already took them on this year. It was either in the regular season or the preseason. Honestly, I don't exactly remember. But now we can go and look at these stats. Okay, so the Ravens probably make the playoffs, too, going 10, 5, and 1. Let's actually just see who makes the playoffs for, you know, every single team. So, of course, 16-0 were the best team in the NFL. 11-4-1 for the Panthers. They make the playoffs as well. They're the top seed from the NFC, it looks like. The Packers 11-5. Ravens 10-5-1. Jets 10-5-1. Same thing with the Bills. That's a good division there. The Bills and the Jets division. 10-6 for the Saints. 10-6 for the Colts. Also, you know, the Panthers and Saints division is looking pretty tough right now. The Rams 10-6. The Texans don't make the playoffs going 10-6. That is hilarious. I would be furious if I were them. How does that team not make the playoffs? That's insane. That's a really good division as well. That sucks, man. 10-6 is not good enough, apparently. The Giants and the Bears both make the playoffs. 9-6-1 for the Giants, 8-7-1 for the Bears. Then all the way down here, the last playoff team, the Crusaders, 7-8-1. They win their division. What a poor division to be in. The Chiefs were 7-9. They were so close to making it, but you never know, man, with these weird teams. When you get to the playoffs, like, records don't matter anymore. It's brand new football, but let's check out these stats. Cameron Sutter had a really good season, and honestly feels like I threw for way more than 11 interceptions. To be fair, though, take one of those away, because I didn't pass for that one 2 games ago. I didn't pass for that interception, the first game we played in this episode. So technically I threw 10. I definitely don't feel like I threw 10 interceptions. Honestly, I feel like it was like 20. I don't know. He had a really good year though. Over 4,000 yards. I was on pace to do that as well. So it's not like the computer made me get over 4,000 yards. I probably would have done it myself. 35 touchdowns is really nice. Pretty close to 40, but we were 5 short. If we could have maybe threw for a couple more touchdowns rather than running with Joe Mixon or running with Cameron Sutter himself, then maybe we could have gotten the 40 bomb. It's all right, though. Rushing-wise, though, Joe Mixon, easily the best running back in the NFL. 1,702 yards, 6 yards per carry, 21 rushing touchdowns. Even John Ross had 900 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Cameron Sutter gets 4 rushing touchdowns as well. Almost combines for 40 touchdowns in total. Joe Mixon, though, absolutely stole the show on the ground. Receiving-wise, DK Metcalf went off, 63 for 1,104, but 17 receiving touchdowns. Easily leads the team. Michael Thomas getting pretty close to 1,000 yards, considering he started off the year so slow. This is a really impressive season to have. 7 receiving touchdowns for him as well. Tyler Boyd gets 3 touchdowns. Drew Sample gets 3. John Ross also gets 5 touchdowns down there. He was effective as a pass catcher. The offensive line held their own super well this season. Nick Haynes and Samuel Shoemaker led up the most sacks with 9, Jonah Williams 6, Will Hernandez and Bubba McKnight each 3, but really good numbers. Nobody letting up more than 10, which is really cool to see there. On the defensive side, obviously, probably our team MVP here, Joe Rodriguez, 170 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 14 interceptions. This man is unbelievable. There really is not a better word to describe how good this player is. He is easily the best player I think I have ever used. In any Madden game, it doesn't matter who the player was. I've used 99s who don't feel as clean as Joe Rodriguez when usering and stuff like that. Joe Rodriguez is one of my favorite players of all time. I'm really happy we were able to land him. It just is so much more fitting that he was an X Factor right off the bat too. He easily would have gotten that by now, but you know, just saying, it's pretty cool. Jermaine Pratt's also a really fun player to user. Since Joe Rodriguez was drafted, I haven't really gotten to use Jermaine Pratt as much as I would have liked, but that initial season with him was fantastic. We got him up to X Factor as well. 17 tackles for loss, 125 tackles. No interceptions this year. I could have sworn he got at least 1. Apparently not, though. 5 sacks for him, though. That's another really good season. Ron Fletcher also had an incredible year. 119 tackles, 3 interceptions, 7 tackles for loss. Vernon Hargreaves over 100 tackles. Jesse Bates also over 100 tackles. Tackles for loss, though, 17 for Jermaine Pratt, 15 for Joe Rodriguez. 15 for Daniil Hunter, 12 for Geno Atkins, 10 for Carl Lawson, and then for sacks we have 11 for the recently acquired Daniil Hunter, 5.5 for Geno Atkins, Carl Lawson, and Kevin Pack, 5 for Jermaine Pratt there. How did Zach Lane play? He didn't get all that many tackles, but 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Not too bad for not starting all that many games. Of course, the picks are dominated by Joe Rodriguez. He gets 14 this season. 3 for Ron Fletcher and Jesse Bates, 2 for Vernon Hargreaves and JC Jackson, and then 1 for Kai Lyons. Honestly, not as many defensive touchdowns as I thought we had, but 3 for Joe Rodriguez, 1 for Ron Fletcher. How many safeties? We don't have any. We also have 1 blocked kick there for Quincy Wilson. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forced fumbles for this team. How many fumble recoveries? We have 4 fumble recoveries. Okay, so we're recovering more than half of the fumbles. Not all that bad then. We were 1st in the NFL on offense and then 31st in the NFL on defense. Very fitting with how I like to play. Let's go through these stats a little bit more in depth though. So total yards gained, we destroyed everybody else. But total offensive yards gained, we are still 1st. Passing yards, we are not near the top really at all. The Packers 4,500. We have to be leading in rushing yards. 2,800 rushing yards. The Panthers and the Rams both rushed for over 2,000 yards. Those are incredible numbers, but we just blew them completely out of the water with 2,800. Passing touchdowns, we are not 1st. The Browns had 43, but obviously we're 1st in rushing touchdowns. 31, we're winning that by 5. The Crusaders had 26, the Bills had 26. Both really good numbers from those teams. We did not lead the league in first downs. We were top 5 though. That's pretty cool to see. So we are 2nd last on defense. That's not what you want to see. We're probably pretty good with rush yards allowed. Yeah, we're actually pretty decent in that category. I'm pretty sure we're near top 10 at least, but then passing yards allowed, we are absolutely last. Okay, so points allowed. We didn't do too poorly with points allowed, but we didn't do too well either. We're closer to the better teams than we are the worst teams, so I guess that's pretty cool. As for quarterback sacks, we're kind of close again. We have 42. All right, not too bad there. We're tied with a couple other teams. Fumble recoveries, and what, we had 4, right? So we're not really all that close to this. There's a lot of teams with 4 there. Interceptions were absolutely 1st by a pretty big margin. We beat out the Jets by 6 interceptions. That's pretty cool to see there. Let's check out conversions. 3rd down conversions. Who has the most third down conversions? It actually goes to the Packers. Third down percentage. This is more important. Third down percentage. Where are we in this? We're at 50%. We're pretty much converting half the time. That's not really what you want to see, but I guess it could be worse. We are 100% on fourth downs, though. That's the best in the NFL. 2-point conversions. We didn't really go for many of those. 2-point percentage. Are we 100? There's a couple teams that are 100. We are one of them. We only had one 2-point conversion, though. Red zone efficiency. We should totally be at the top. Yeah. Red zone points percentage at 90%. We are at the top, 85% for the Crusaders there. 62 red zone trips. Is that the most? That is not the most. 69 there for the Browns. Offensive touchdowns, 45 there. All right, that's pretty cool. We're actually really bad at that. 76% is not really a good number to go for. The Broncos were horrible, though. 84%. At least we have a higher offensive percentage than we do a defensive percentage. The Dolphins are actually really good at holding teams out of the end zone. That's pretty cool. Touchdowns allowed. We actually had the fewest with 22. Okay, field goals allowed. 13? That's the most? That's pretty good then, right? Because we're not letting up touchdowns. Red zone defensive trips, 46. That's tied for second with a couple teams there. All right, that's pretty cool. Actually, we could check out penalties. Let's do that. Why not? Completely go in depth with this. We actually had the fewest penalties because penalties don't really happen too often. The Redskins and the Jaguars both had 100 plus, 104 for the Redskins, 103 for the Jaguars. Turnovers, differential is 12. That is the most, -10 for the Broncos. Oh, that's not good. We had 17 giveaways, but we had 29 takeaways. Yeah, that's a lot more than the Chiefs and the Jets are in second. We had 10 more. Okay. Fumbles lost, 6. That is actually the most, which is funny. Defensive interceptions, 25. That's just crazy to look at. I know we already went over that, but that's just funny. Fumble recoveries, 4. Yeah, that makes sense. So we combined for the most takeaways. You guys had to expect that, though. Let's check out these yearly awards. Who was MVP? It goes to Baker Mayfield. Yeah, he seemed to have a crazy season. I think the Browns threw for, what, 43 touchdowns? So I'm sure he at least threw for 40 then, in case the backups randomly got a touchdown or something. Anybody from the Bengals? We actually have Joe Mixon and Cameron Sutter on this list. I really never expected to see Cameron Sutter in the list for MVP, but I will certainly take that. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Baker Mayfield. Joe Mixon at number 6. Cameron Sutter at number 9. Let's go. That's pretty nice, if you ask me. Defensive Player of the Year, of course, goes to Joe Rodriguez. No chance it would go to anybody else there. Nobody else from our team on that list, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Irvin Greenwood, the quarterback from the Steelers. Nobody from the Bengals in this list at all, but Irvin Greenwood is a very good quarterback. He's had some good throws against us. Kind of struggled, I guess, in terms of like interceptions and stuff like that, but he is still very young, so I think he's going to be really good in the future. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Robert Mitchell. Were we close at all? Zach Lane at number 7. We aren't really all that close, but at least he gets up there. He didn't really play all that much either. Best quarterback from the AFC is Baker Mayfield, followed by Cameron Sutter, though. So close to winning that one, but you're almost never going to win that if Baker Mayfield is in your same division. The best running back, though, of course, is Joe Mixon. Ezekiel Elliott there at number 2. Nick Chubb at number 3. John Ross is actually at number 8. That's really funny. So you have 2 running backs on this list. Best wide receiver, of course, is DK Metcalf. We do not have Michael Thomas, though. I thought maybe he could have snuck in at number 10 or something, but that's not the case. Jonah Williams is the best offensive lineman. That's really cool. Will Hernandez there at number 3. Samuel Shoemaker there at number 8. Sadly, though, he is injured. Best defensive lineman goes to Danielle Hunter, so we are running away with these awards. Best linebacker, of course, Joe Rodriguez. Jermaine Pratt, though, at number 7. Best defensive back goes to Juan Thornhill. Ron Fletcher at number 8. Love to see that. Best kicker is Jake Elliott. Awesome to see there. I guess we can check out the kicking stats and stuff. I kind of forgot about that in kick return and punt return and stuff. So kicking, Jake Elliott, 22 for 22. He was perfect on this season. Also perfect on extra points. What was his longest field goal? Does it even say? It does not, but he made 8 field goals over 50 yards. Really good kicking season from him. Punting wise, I really don't even know if these numbers are all that good. Average yards per punt, 50.8. Let's see what the NFL best is, and I can kind of compare it that way. The NFL best is 55.2. That seems like a really large number. That's kind of crazy. Matt Bosher averaging that per punt. It's really not that good in that regard, but it's fine. How many do we have downed inside the 20, though? Are we decent in this regard here? 19 for Sam Cook. Gavin Lewis, I see, with 15. Okay, so we're pretty good. We're tied for second in that regard. Pretty nice there. Kick returns, Kareem Callahan averaging 25.3 yards per return. Not bad. No touchdowns or anything like that, but all good there. Punt returns, again, no touchdowns, 12.6 yards per return for Kareem Callahan there. Alright, so those are the stats. So I'm just editing this video together, and I just thought of something I kind of want to add into the video. So if you guys are still watching at this point, I think it would be cool if you guys could leave in the comments who you think the team MVP was, the offensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, and the rookie of the year for this team. I'll give you guys who I think won all those awards. I think it would just be cool to see what you guys, think about all those as well. So for team MVP, I think it's going to go to Joe Rodriguez. I think he was the most important out of everybody on this team. Joe Mixon had a great season. Cameron Sutter had a good year too, but Joe Rodriguez just absolutely dominated almost every game. So I think he has to be team MVP. Offensive player of the year, I'm going to give to Joe Mixon. Cameron Sutter did play really well, but Joe Mixon was also super important on this team. He rushed for so many yards, had so many important touchdowns. And then defensive player of the year, I think it's super obvious. Joe Rodriguez, I feel like, has to win that one. Joe Rodriguez was obviously the best defensive player. I think he was the best player in general in the entire NFL this season. But that's just me. And then rookie of the year, I think it's going to go to Samuel Shoemaker, at least for me. He had a really good season here at center. Sadly, though, he is hurt for the entire playoffs. He'll be back next season, which I guess is something to look forward to. But those are my picks for those awards. It'd be cool if you guys can let me know what you think. Obviously, you don't have to, but if you feel like it, go ahead. Hope you guys enjoyed this season. I had a lot of fun playing this franchise this entire time. Honestly, this franchise has been super fun to play, but let's upgrade the players. I might as well finish this week off by doing that. We have a lot of players with experience points. I'm going to go through and spend them on these guys here. So we have Nick Haynes, Samuel Shoemaker, J.C. Jackson, Kevin Pack, Zach Lane, Jonah Williams, Cameron Sutter, DK Metcalf. There are so many. Jesse Bates, Jermaine Pratt, Joe Rodriguez, Michael Thomas, and Ron Fletcher. All right, so let's go ahead and spend these, and then I will conclude the episode. So Ron Fletcher, honestly, I want him to be a really big hitter at safety. He hasn't really fit that mold yet, but we're going to go into run support for him. Make him as good of an overall as possible. Hopefully we get some hit power upgrades. I don't see any hit power upgrades there. Let's go one more time to see if we can get one. 1 to hit power there. Okay, I will take the small boost. It's something at least. Michael Thomas, really, I'm just going to go into route runner because it's not like he can really get all that much better. I'm not looking to improve anything specifically for him. +1 to speed, though. Okay, I will always take that. 91 speed now for our #1 receiver. Joe Rodriguez, I want you to fit the scheme still. So we're going to go 1 more experience points into field general. +2 to play rec, +1 to man coverage. Alright, he's already like a 99 in my eyes as well. He really doesn't need to get much better at all. Jermaine Pratt, we're going to go into run stopper, make sure he keeps his scheme fit because they're very important for getting experience points and whatnot. +2 to pursuit, the biggest upgrade there. Jesse Bates is going to probably be an 86 overall. I like my free safety to get really good at zone coverage, so I'm going to go into zone for him. That's already the scheme fit. That's what he's best at already too, so he's an 86 overall in that regard. +1 to zone coverage. It's a small upgrade, but at least it's something. DK Metcalf, then I'm going to go into route runner because that's probably what he does worst. So it'd be nice to get all of those up if I can. +1 to catching is always nice to have. +1 to deep, medium, and short. Okay, I will take that. What are those looking like now? 82 short, 81 medium, 77 deep. Not too bad. I'd like that deep to get a little bit better, though. Cameron Sutter, of course, can work on his accuracy, but he also could work on his arm strength, so I'm going to go into strong arm for him. He's going to be an 85 overall as well. Still fitting the scheme. Nice to see. +1 to throw power. That's exactly what I wanted. Is that in the 90s yet? It's at 89. He's very close. Jonah Williams, the best offensive lineman apparently in the entire NFL. Let's go into power. He's not going to fit the scheme, but he does go up in overall. +1 to strength. All right, that's exactly what I wanted to get up before. 86 strength for him now. Zach Lane. Is this development revealed yet? It is not. It is super close to being revealed. I'm going to go into run stopper for him, though. Make him even better at what he's already good at. +2 to tackling, +1 to block shed. Alright, not too bad there. I'm excited to see what his development is. It would be cool if it's something like superstar or something like that. Kevin Pack going into speed rusher, our new defensive end. He played well these last 2 games, so maybe he can even play there a good bit, even when Carl Lawson gets back. He's a great player, man. 87 finesse moves, 81 speed. He's a better, pass rusher than Carl Lawson, probably, because Carl Lawson doesn't have good block shed. J.C. Jackson, let's go into slot. Make him a better overall corner. He doesn't keep his scheme fit, but it's alright. +3 to tackle, +2 to awareness, +1 to press. Man and zone are the same. I wish it would still take the scheme fit, but it just doesn't there. Samuel Shoemaker, sadly is injured, but we'll get him better. +1 to awareness, +2 to run block power. And then the last guy, Nick Haynes, our superstar development right tackle. Let's make him better at what he's already good at. Why not? 79 overall with that morale boost there. +3 to awareness. That was the biggest upgrade package there. He's a pretty solid offensive lineman too. I'm going to auto upgrade the rest, and this definitely should have affected our overall. We're at 87 overall, 87s across the board. All right, so hopefully you guys are excited for this next episode where we are in the playoffs. I definitely am. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.